Hi, this is update number 3 for the GitLab Service Desk Single Engineer Group. Yeah, so first things first, Service Desk is now part of our company vision. You can see it here on our vision page in the handbook. And I think that's a very good sign because Service Desk has a lot of potential. So the merge request for custom email address foundation, this adds the ability to GitLab to send Service Desk emails via custom SMTP settings, only behind a feature flag and from the console. But once you enable this feature flag and have settings enabled, GitLab will send Service Desk emails for that specific project via the provided credentials. It has now all approvals and is ready to be merged. I want to give you a short overview of what actually happens there. We have a service desk here, and the default behavior would be that it will be delivered in this dev environment via letter opener, but normally just over your normal configured email address. We should see that via the default settings. So in this case, in the development environment, this is an example at example.com address. So now I go into the console. I have this setting. This is the email address I will use, fatjuiceofficial@gmail.com, and it should also use this as the from address, but it should also send via the SMTP settings I provided here. Let's enable the feature flag and give it another try. And this is the notification I received. It's from fatjuiceofficial@gmail.com, delivered to my account and mailed by gmail.com. So this worked via those SMTP settings. Yeah, so I started work on custom email address verification, which is part 2 of getting custom email addresses into GitLab Service Desk. And what this should do is it triggers a verification process that disables the custom email if it was active before, because right now we have new settings and we need to verify them first. It generates a 12-character verification token that we use to verify ownership, and it sends that token to the custom email address with a verify sub-addressing part, so we can also check whether sub-addressing works, because we need that later on. And we send that via the provided SMTP settings, so we can check a bunch of things that work. Additionally, we send notification emails to all project owners and the person who triggered the verification. Before that, we set up a email forwarding from our custom email address to the Service Desk email address. Once that's in our Service Desk mailbox, we will pick that up, check the verification token, check whether the from headers are intact, and then say, hey, this email address was verified successfully. This will also send an additional email to all project owners and the user who triggered the verification. And then after that, you could enable the setting and use that for all Service Desk email addresses. So this is also a work in progress. The merge request will follow in a couple of days, and I just wanted to show you how that works. So here's the email. This is the mailbox for fatjuiceofficial@gmail.com. This is the email. You can see it was sent via the SMTP settings of that email address, and we have this sub-addressing part here, and it worked quite fine. And we have this verification code here that we can later use to verify the ownership. Additionally, we notified the project owner, this is this email, and the person who triggered the process, it's this email. This is just placeholder text, but they will receive an email, so they know, hey, there's a verification going on. So the last thing, Obfuscate issue email participant based on member role. At GitLab, we take user privacy seriously, so we want to ensure that only users with the corresponding roles have access to private data. That's also true for Service Desk. So as a side gig and to get more into the code base and learn about internal things, I started to work on obfuscating issue email participants. And the idea is to kind of redact or transform the email addresses of those participants and the issuer email address if you do not have at least the reporter role for a project. That's especially useful if you have a public service desk, for instance, or service desk issues that are not confidential anymore for some reason. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm logged in now, but I don't have a role in that specific project. It's public and the service desk issues are confidential, so I can see them per convention, but I cannot see the email addresses in the list page, and that's also true for the detail page. The email addresses have been obfuscated here. Even if I had a role in that project and it was, for instance, the guest role, I could not see the email addresses. I need the minimum the reporter role to access the private data here. So we had a really good collaboration on this one and came up with a good working pattern. And we also started work on getting this into our design ecosystem guidelines, which is really cool. This merge request is still in review, but I'm really looking forward to having this merged maybe in a couple of days. So that's it for today. Feel free to leave a comment on the video or in the update issue. I link everything in the description. And see you soon. Take care.